Hello everybody, it is I, your favorite VTuber, Android Arrowhead, and I'm back with more Ace Attorney 4, aka Apollo Justice, aka Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, aka Turnabout Serenade. That's the name of the current case. Anyway. So, as we concluded by the end of the last trial... my voice feels weird. Ugh. As we concluded by the end of the last trial, turns out, Lemire is the one who is blind, not her assistant. Meaning it still absolutely could have been... not my assistant, my client. Which means my client absolutely could have done it. He really could have just shot the guy. It was an Interpol agent, by the way. And... yeah, he was the Interpol agent, yeah. And then also, Lemire says she heard this guy, this shark-themed gentleman over here, actually committing the crime, and he's also a cop, so now we have to talk to him. Anyway.
So, about your alibi.
You have to ask? The shooting happened right in the middle of the third set, which is where we know there was an error in your playing, so it could have been someone else disguised as you. Holy shit, did he actually do it? Or was it the magician guy? Oh yeah, there's a magician guy who's like... Trucy's hero or something, and he is also there. He might have done it, maybe. Who knows? Really could be anybody at this point. The shooting happened right in the middle of the third set. That's right. The music was blaring when we heard those gunshots, and found Mr. Latouche dead. I've got 10,000 witnesses who saw me, too. Right there on that stage.
Your guitar playing was something else.
Thanks, little lady. See? This whole thing's a sham. I can't believe they aren't letting me work. Actually, wait, does it say on this who was messing up? They didn't, but... whatever. There's no need to yell at me. It's Lemire's fault. She was the one who said she heard his voice at the moment of the crime. Man, I never even talked to that old windbag. How could she possibly identify me? Well, she did hear you playing, I would assume... Actually, wait, if he didn't sing, then that's true. Huh. Yeah, whatever. There are many, many different things it could have been. They won't let you work? He won't let me work! Gavin! Says I gotta lie low till the suspicion is cleared. Which is probably a good idea. What suspicion? He can be such a stick in the mud. You were accused of murder.
Mr. Gavin, a stick in the mud?
He may look all flashy and showy, but he's straight as an arrow, that man. I should know, I've come on to him several times. Except when he's depressed. You hear him whining the other day? Oh, you mean the thing with the mixing board? Zinzo was at performance just now. What was that all about? It's just that, Second guitar. See? It was him that was off. It actually could be him. Someone else could have been standing in. That's why he's so surprised here. He's just a perfectionist is all. Not a bad guy, really. You know, looking at it from this angle, this guy has a really similar, like, kind of profile to me. He's got the hair out, he's got, like, a widow's peak, kind of like I do. Huh. That's funny, he cuts a very similar visage to me. Maybe I should get a shark-themed hoodie. Or jumpsuit? What is that? Jacket? What is he wearing under it? If anything at all.
Well, I think the Gaviners are the best. I have all your albums.
And the band's fine, too. Gavin can write a good tune, I'll give him that. Come to think of it, I haven't seen Prosecutor Gavin around much. Oh, him? He's out of the prosecutor's office, most likely. The prosecutor's office? I've never been there, have I? We have not seen it since Edgeworth left, I don't think. The data on the victim should have come from the Interpol. It should have come from Interpol. Normally, I'd be down there dealing with it. No, normally, I'd be down there dealing with it. Normally.
Apollo, let's go check it out. I've always wanted to see the prosecutor's office.
Okay, the audio works. Probably should have checked that a few minutes ago, but either way. Maybe that's not such a bad idea.
Right on. Radical.
Say hi for me, okay? Oh, and screw you. What did I do? Not screw you, screw him.
Oh.
Love that. That's great. Tell him I went into that crime scene. But if you were the killer, you were already there. We'll be going now. Hey, wait! Yes? What do you really think happened? Really? You don't think I did it, right? Hey, Lawbets, welcome to the stream. Both of y'all's hair looking stylish. Thank you! Takes a lot of work bending the metal into place in my hair. Well, oh, great. Way to instill a guy with some confidence. Look, man, I'm on the side of justice. Just remember, I was ripping it up on stage when it happened, okay? Ripping! Look, man, we get it. You were ripping cord in front of an audience. We all do it sometimes. That's not the point. Don't get led astray by some siren song, huh? Get this one wrong and you'll be eating humble pie for a year. I'll bake it myself. What if it's a murder pie?
Let's not talk to him anymore, alright?
Detective Darian Crescend. He's one stone I'd leave unturned if I had a choice. That sounds almost like a thing from like a noir series, like Darian Crescend. He's one stone I'd leave unturned if I had the choice. Unfortunately, I don't, as someone was murdered. He is the kind of butt that says, "Look at me, I'm a talking butt." Hey, if you guys haven't seen The Naked Gun, or really any of the Naked Gun movies, go watch them. They are very funny. I know he was boastful, but admitting you shat yourself on stage is quite the decision. You know, you couldn't get that out of me with a gun. You could not, like, if I shat myself on stage in front of an audience, you could not torture that information out of me. Unless it was funny, at which point then I would tell everyone immediately. But, like, you know, time and place. Oh yeah, Prosecutor Gavin's office.
So, this is it.
Okay, so I'm not an expert on amplifiers. I feel like it's not safe to use one as a table, especially not with all that stuff on it. I feel like that'd be a bad idea.
The Governor's head office.
It's not the band's office, it's the prosecutor's office. Yeah, so that's why I'm asking, what is this creepy thing, object, whatever? The thing in the glass jar? The white thing? What is that? Looks like Prosecutor Gavin is on the phone. And they just let us in without checking with him? What kind of office they running here? That's a terrible goddamn decision. Well, what if it's funny, though? If it's for the sake of comedy, it would make sense.
Oh well, guess we'll have to come back. Or we can hide behind that bookshelf real quiet like.
That's eavesdropping.
Why? It's legal in California. We'd just be waiting. Quietly, so he won't notice. What if he heard something scandalous about the band?
He'd make a good reporter. For a gossip mag. What? A replica? So why was he after it in the first place? Yeah, Latouche. Latouche? Well, now we are eavesdropping. Yeah, one wrong move and you're gonna have a jank-ass amp, especially if you slam your desk a little too hard, especially since we're Ace Attorney. That's a good point. Yeah, that's... They are basically asking for that thing to get broken. Look, don't talk to me about those Borginians, okay? Or the fact that I just said Borginians a little too harshly. Just get me that report. Chop chop. And stop leaving mysterious objects in my office, okay? Beep. It's times like these when I start to miss Darian. Eh? I like his theme. I've grown to like it a lot over the game.
Hiya. Eto blehe.
I love that sprite that she does with like her tongue sticking out. It's so funny. Alright.
Teehee. Just thought we'd drop in. Hope you're not mad.
How could I be? There's not enough Teehee in the world in any case. Have a seat. I feel like I read that line wrong, but I'm not entirely sure I did. Hold on, what? There's not enough Teehee in the world. Nope, I read it right. Alright. Prosecutor Gavin, the philanthropist.
Watch and learn, Apollo.
So, who have you come to see?
Huh?
Clavier, lead vocalist for the Gaviners? Or Prosecutor Gavin, scourge of the courtroom?
What do you think he means, Apollo?
I think he's giving us a choice. We can either ask him about the concert, or the case. Which way to go? Either? So only one. I mean, either way, it's not like I can lock myself into a bad ending, so I am curious though, what the hell is this thing?
What's that on the plate there?
Is that... gum?
Gum?
Maybe he was chewing it when the phone rang. So he put it on the plate for later consumption.
You think a rock star could afford a fresh stick?
Don't jump to any conclusions now. That's no chewing gum. Take a closer look. Also, I really shouldn't be offering, should I? What? Is that like an alien egg? What is that? Looks like a lump of plastic.
Wait, that phone call.
What is this creepy thing? Object whatever. Yep. Replica of what? Prosecutor Gavin, does this have something to do with Mr. Latouche? Alright there, Porky Pig. Wait a second. You were listening to my phone call, weren't you?
Who? Us?
Who, me?
I tried to stop him, really, but he forced me to.
Seriously? Hey, you were the one digging for a scandal, Miss Reporter. And to tell the truth, I'm not even sure what it is. But apparently it's a model of something undercover agent Mr. Latouche was after. This... lump? Would you mind telling us what you do know about it? There's the guitar. That was an impressive bit of pyrotechnics that did this.
That's the guitar from the concert, isn't it?
If we're getting it as a Northern European country with Middle Eastern influence, what would be a slur for them? Let's think. Borgs. I feel like if you say Borgs a certain way, that could be an insult. It's tough to come up with a slur for a country I know nothing about. This will also be included in the Reasons Arrowhead Should Be Cancelled compilation. Alright, yeah, anyway.
That's guitar from the concert, isn't it?
Yep, the one that caught on fire. I thought it was one of the staff playing a trick on me. I never guessed that wasn't the end of it. I had a specialist analyze the guitar incidentally. Don't you mean incendiarily?
Oh? Did you find anything out?
He didn't have a lot of time, so it's still unclear. But the results he came up with were intriguing. Intriguing? How does that guitar tie into everything that went on?
Sounds like something we should ask about.
So in other words, we now have 4 things to talk about. Okay, no. Well, strange lump. Let's go with that. This was found in Mr. Latouche's bag. It's apparently a replica of something. Well, wouldn't it be a replica of the thing it's a replica of? I mean, it's like, if we can't tell what this is, it doesn't matter if it's a replica or not. We don't know what the hell this is. They're the worst racist of all time. I'm trying to think of Game Slurs being the first clip. Oh, that'd be funny. Yeah.
A replica?
It's a small lump about 1.5 inches long. We analyzed it, but there's not much to say other than that it's a lump of plastic. What the hell is this thing? Perhaps it was to be used in identification of whatever it is a replica of. You mean whatever Mr. Latouche was after? That seems to be the most logical explanation. It looks like Gogeta's Soul Punisher. It looks like something. That is a good comparison, I guess, but I don't know what the hell this thing is. Hey, Kiyoma A, welcome to the stream. Hello, how you doing?
Well, what is it?
Don't ask me, Fräulein.
Oh? If you don't want to tell us, you could just say so.
I've put in a request to Interpol via my contacts in Borginia. But apparently there's a block on information or somewhere along the chain. Apollo just had to come by. That's nice, yeah, I like this game. I played the other 3 before this, just to clarify, but yeah, this one is, I haven't heard this one talked about too much, but overall I'm really enjoying it, yeah.
Oh?
There's something either Interpol or Borginia doesn't want to share. Something about this little piece of plastic. Mr. Latouche went through all that trouble to become Lemurer's manager. Just to come to this country to find out more about this lump? And he died for it. Hold on, I need to investigate this thing. What am I looking at? What is this? Sample. Sample, huh? Think they put a big enough label on it?
Maybe it's to keep people from eating it by mistake.
Yes, they might think it was an otherwise tasty, multicolored lump of plastic. See, Apollo, you say that, but honestly, I would consider eating this. It's got like the right kind. It's like Fruity Pebbles colored.
Maybe it's the manufacturer? Sample toys when you can't afford the real thing.
Sounds like a company Mr. Wright would like. Okay, anything else about it? Like, huh? Do you like throw it in the bath or something? Like, what is this? Looks like that one ice cream. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah. Like, it's got all the swirls and stuff. Like a little compacted ball of ice cream. What is this?
What is this?
Also, we have this. Oh, wait, I can show him this. That's part of the guitar. The colorless part. Yeah. I've sent someone to the Colosseum to fetch Lemire. Perhaps she knows something about it being a Borginian. I saw like a white shade of it. Most of my turning experience has been through you and Cub Scouts, so all I know is this game really loves Hippopotamus a lot. It is funny that it keeps, yeah, like a painting done bad. That's true too. It also looks like it got painted kind of weirdly. Like, you know how sometimes they like dip guitars and things in, or like skateboards into that weird, like, the paint thing where it comes out like streaked across the whole thing? It's like that, but not. Let me, oh wait, I don't need to, I already inspected this a while ago. Alright. There. My apologies, but there's no way I'm going to talk details about the case with you. If you want to get my attention, bring me something dramatic. I'm not here to get your attention, Gavin. I'm here to get your information. Looks like I would get high off sniffing it, but being sure what ice cream is a good comparison. Yeah, it does. I mean, what does it taste like? Have we tried that yet?
I really love that song. It has such a great atmosphere to it.
You co-wrote it with Lemire, if I remember correctly. That's right. It was last year. I had gone to tour Borginia's legal system, as a matter of fact.
And that's when you heard Lemire's voice?
What's the name of the ice cream? Yeah. Yeah. Sherbert. It was a small jazz club. I wept that night. I knew I had to meet her, to talk with her. So I used my influence, which is not considerable, to arrange a meeting. Which is not inconsiderable, I meant to say.
Wow, prosecutors really have a lot of clout.
I'm saying all these lines completely wrong. Alright. I think he's sort of a special case, Juicy. Yeah, tie-dye, exactly. Like, I feel like that kind of ice cream is just vanilla flavored, but like, it looks really good. And that's the important part. Thankfully, she likes the work I did and we wrote her song right there, backstage. Machi on piano, that dulcet voice, and myself on a guitar that I borrowed from the mirror.
And music history was made. Probably not an experience your average lawyer would ever have. Like Apollo, say.
It is a memory I hold dear. And the song we wrote that night was this. And that very guitar's right over there. You mean this charred lump?
Don't call it a lump. That's a piece of history. And it's only brown, not really charred.
No matter. I shall never sing that song again. I wouldn't have used that guitar again either, even if I could have. What happened during that song anyway? Why did his guitar suddenly catch on fire?
Do you think you could show it to us? Your charred, I mean slightly burnt guitar?
I'm sure he doesn't mind. What more could happen to it? It's a ball of plastic. Probably tastes no better than the plastic milk jug or cosmic brownie wrapper if you melted it down and cooled it into a massive bean. Okay, you say that, but both of those things taste pretty good. Not that I eat them constantly, but like, you know, it's like it absorbs the flavor of the thing in it, kinda. And just looking at it is like, it's nice, you know? Lemura's guitar. It was a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like Lemura.
How did it end up here?
She gave it to me. I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it.
So this guitar is from Borginia?
That it is. You couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity ruins the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lemura's studio. I used a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. Feels like a little bit of an abuse of power right there, but this guy's music was so gassed that it caught fire through the very wires. Dude, when your song is so good, your guitar just spontaneously combusts. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched.
See, prosecutors do have a lot of clout.
I still think he's a special case.
Such a valuable guitar. Too bad it got burned.
Let's see about examining it, though. You can probably find something in it. Hold on, how do I zoom? Okay. There's lightly scorched, then there's this.
It's burned clean through.
Yep, it's pretty much a useless piece of junk.
It's kind of like you after a trial, Apollo.
Which part? The burned clean through or the useless piece of junk? Already inspected that part. Let's see if there's another thing in it that I can find. Maybe there's like a slot for the little incendiary thing. Never mind. What was it you were saying earlier? Something about intriguing results from an examination of the guitar?
That's right. What was that all about?
Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front? It's called a sound hole. Oh, so that's what it's called. I have one of those too. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. Was it an igniter? A broken device of some sort.
A broken device?
Yes. This, in fact. The examiner is busy with the evidence for the case now, however. So we'll be checking this out once he's finished with everything else. Guess his songs are fire, indeed. Hottest album of the year. Odd. That device looks strangely familiar. And again, I present this.
It has to be one of these. What is it, Apollo?
That device that was found in your guitar. Take a look at this. Why, that looks like the same thing. What is it? It's an igniter.
Another one?
It was at the crime scene, in Lemira's dressing room. Detective Sky found it, actually. At the scene of the crime? What could that mean, I wonder? Oh, that reminds me, did you see the paper today?
Yes. I always read the TV section.
Good girl. How about you, Hair Forehead?
I read the funnies.
Then you will not have seen this. Hey, he's doing the same like pose on the magazine as he is in real life. Look at that. Concert of Tragedy, the prosecutor's deadly song.
Oh, is that a new show? I haven't heard about that one.
It's not a show, it's an article. News, you know?
Oh, does this have anything to do with the case?
Since getting back from the trial, my phone has been ringing off the hook. They got him in idle pose. He just really likes doing that pose, you know? Like, to be honest, if I was like posing on the cover of a magazine, I would probably constantly do the same pose while just holding it so people can see it. I want them to know what I did. Since getting back from the trial, my phone has been ringing off the hook. How does it feel to take a man's life with a song? In all the years of human history, there has to be at least one instance where someone was killed by music. And not just like having like an amp fall on them, I mean like straight up like a song played and they died. That has to have happened at least once. Have you ever hummed a Man All the Way to Death Row? Oh, but I'll never know. Yeah, it'd be interesting to find out. Do you think you could sing for me over the phone? Well, that last one is fine. It's endless, endless! Thanks to the case you made today, of course. Hey, I'm not the one who accused your partner of, being a murderer.
Oh, that was all Apollo's idea.
Hey! Is that newspaper over there, too? Is that a newspaper over there, too? Ah, yes, the Borginian Daily Bugle. Go ahead, take a look. They have Spider-Man in that. Thanks, but I can't read Borginian. Oh, that's right. Suffice to say, it is this big... Suffice it to say, this is big news over there as well. So they didn't go so far as to mention the lyrics to my song.
Probably no one in Borginia could believe it.
It's probably seen as just a city at this point. A game city. I was confused as to why Trucy was using clout so often, then I realized this game was released in NA during 2008, 2007, 2008. Yeah, damn. Huh. It is kind of funny to look back in older things and look at, like, the language used in it. Like, I had never heard the term by the by before, or like, what's the other one? Yeah, like, by the by, like, if you go watch Bleach, and you look at, like, the old subtitles for it, they've got a lot of, like, early 2000s slang in it. And I find it so funny to look back on it. Because, like, I saw it the other day, and I was like, by the by? I haven't heard anyone say by the by or, like, cripes in a while. That's not a very recent phrase, you know? That makes sense. I hardly know what to think of it myself. Lemira's testimony will probably be in the evening edition, I'd imagine. Which is why I've had Darian step down from the investigation for now.
Yeah, we ran into him moping in front of the Coliseum.
Lemira was my invited guest, so it is a rather delicate situation. You understand how much I want to solve this case. Quickly, if possible. I believe that covers everything I'm at liberty to talk to you about. Oh. Thanks for dropping by, Airforehead. Thanks? Why, you gave me so much information! That igniter, for instance. I think I'm making more French than German. Hold on. That igniter, for instance. Oh, that. I've never met an attorney so forthcoming with the prosecution. It's a big help. Or perhaps you're just a tad naive, hmm? I guess I could have hit it, but somehow showing it felt like the right thing. You know what I find interesting about this, like, Apollo and Clavier have a much different dynamic than, let's say, Phoenix and Edgeworth. A lot of Phoenix and his various rivals, like, you know, it was him and Edgeworth, where Edgeworth is a lot more serious, and Phoenix is like, Edgeworth, you're a good person on the inside, kinda. Or at least you were when we were younger. And Edgeworth, they kind of have a mutual respect for each other. And then you have the other ones, one of whom insults him all the time and is Francesca, who also respects him by the end of it. And then the other is Godot, who insults him all the time and respects him by the end of it. And then now you have Clavier, who feels like he at least kind of takes Apollo seriously, but he still teases him a lot. And Apollo also has a lot to learn, so, you know. Wonder what someone speaking Virginian IRL would be like, because in text they basically, yeah, they speak wingdings. They speak hieroglyphics. It's amazing. I kind of wonder what they look... I wonder if they use the same symbols in the Japanese version. I could say the same to you, Prosecutor Gavin. Thanks for the information. About the, strange lump of plastic. The one that Mr. Latouche was investigating. Hey, that's right! I've been thinking, Airforehead. We encounter many incidents in our lives. All of us. Not all of them so simple. Not all of them simple. Especially not the ones where people are killing the song lyrics. That is why I try to at least remain simple inside. Oh my gosh, yeah. Godot is fantastic. I love him. Especially how Phoenix and, like, his was at the start to the end. Yeah, especially just, like, his development throughout the game and the kind of sort of realization he had towards the end of it. Especially, like, the end of the last trial. And that one of his final lines where, like, there was the blood trickling down his face. And they were like, Godot, you're bleeding. And he's like, the color red doesn't exist in my world. These must surely be my tears. And it's like, god damn, that's a line. Godot is fantastic. That is why I try to at least remain simple inside. And I keep a simple goal. To discover the truth. Yeah, that's another difference between him and, some of the other prosecutors. It doesn't feel like he's doing stuff to maintain a perfect record. It feels like he's doing it because he's doing his job, you know? He's just trying to be someone putting the right person away for the crime. I don't think he has any particular, like, vendetta against Apollo or something, you know? Yeah, Godot is fantastic. That's why I like to keep relations civil, yeah? That is all. I can live with that.
Mr. Prosecutor?
Fräulein?
Can I ask you why you sing in a band?
Ah, because I want women to turn and look when I walk down the street. That's pretty simple, too. Really, Clavier is mainly using English purely because some of the words sound cool. Oh, that's fantastic. Rule of cool is, I think, a very legitimate reason for most things. Now, if you'll excuse me, Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got work to do. Another time, perhaps. Alright, in that case... where else can we go? Let's go to the detention center. July 9th, detention center. Visitor's room.
Looks like Machi is in questioning.
Huh, the police must have a Burgundian interpreter. Could we borrow them? Anyways, Clavier is more friendly with teasing behavior towards Apollo. Yeah. Oh, you can see it too. Yeah. That's no fair. I wish we could talk to him.
I guess we'll just have to come back later if we want to see him.
I guess so. Alright, in that case, we gotta go to, let's go to the Coliseum. Oh, actually, wait, what's this? The little notepad. Charter, oh, nope, okay. Once a fine guitar, got his present from Lemire. That shit from the beginning, a vacuum sealed case, yep. We already read that. The sound hole. I think his first name is Gavin, right? I know we saw his brother earlier, but I don't remember if he was also Gavin or actually wait, let's check the court record. It should say his first and last name. There's Phoenix Wright, Trucy Wright. Okay, Gavin is his last name. His first name is Clavier. And he's also the twin brother of the guy who was trying to frame Phoenix for murder at the start of the game. In that case, Sunshine Coliseum. Unless Gavin is his first name and I'm completely wrong. Which is entirely possible. July 9th, Sunshine Coliseum. Oh, it's you. You came at a good time. Hello there, Emma. What's up? Either of you know where Lemire is? Well, I saw her in the backstage hallway a while ago. Yeah, it seems like a last name. Okay, yeah, okay, so it is a last name, and his first name is Clavier. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, based on the court record, his last name is Gavin, his first name is Clavier. Yeah? That's strange. What's strange? I can't find her anywhere. I was supposed to bring her to the prosecutor's office. Lemire's missing? It's hard to imagine her wandering off somewhere on her own. Emma, she's blind. It's perfectly capable to imagine her doing that. Being that she's blind and all, okay, I guess she's more likely to stay in one spot, but that's not the point. Yeah, we'll help you look for her. Great, thanks. Okay, in that case, maybe here? No, okay. Did she go to Gavin's office automatically? No. Okay, Sunshine Coliseum it is. July 9th, backstage hallway. This place is deserted. I wonder where Lemire went off to. I'm sure she's okay on her own. She seems resourceful. I guess, but I can't help but worry about her a little. Let's go to Lemire's dressing room. Nope. Alright. Hallway it is. Despite Gavin's heritage in Germany with Japanese nationality, he was raised in Ohio but just adopted for more German style, so he's using German for the same reason he uses English. It's cool. Again, respect. That is perfectly legitimate reason to do things. It's one of those things like painting your shoes red so you can move faster. Where it's like, does it make any sense? No. But is it cool? Absolutely. Oh no. Why is everything dark? July 9th, 4:46 p.m. In the wings. They don't usually give a time for this sort of thing, so this might be the last event before the next trial. Huh? The stage is pitch dark. The power breaker must be off for this section. Great. I'll go get someone. And when the lights turn on, Lemire is dead. Yipes, it was really dark out there. Dark? That's all Lemire has when you think about it. What would it be like to live in a world of darkness? Hey, Apollo. Huh? What? Doesn't something about the stage seem different to you? Like something's changed? Is it lowered? Is the stage lowered? Out of all the Phoenix Wright games, which one do you think is the most underappreciated? Alright, so I've only played 1, 2, 3 in this one, so that makes 4. But if I had to say, I think people dog on the second one a little too much. Like, granted, the first and third have some of the best games and some of the best cases in the series, and the second one admittedly doesn't. But I also don't think it's nearly as bad as people make it out to be sometimes. And don't get me wrong, I don't think anyone says it's bad, but people do tend to kind of trash on, like, Turnabout Big Top and some of the other cases. And sure, you know, they were either a little goofier or just a little weirder in general, but overall, I still think it's a pretty solid game. Just for all, I don't think it's bad. No one's saying it's bad, but, like, I do think people dog on it, especially for, you know, Turnabout Big Top and, Turnabout Amnesia. What was the first one called for that one? The one where Phoenix gets knocked out by a fire extinguisher and forgets everything? I forgot what that one, but yeah, it's like, I would say overall, it's not at all a bad game. I don't think anyone says it's bad, but of the ones I've played, people do kind of dog on it a bit. And I really don't think it's like, I don't think it's like bad level. Like, even the worst case of Ace Attorney is still pretty good. Changed? I can't put my finger on it, but it's bugging me. Now it's bugging me too. What's she talking about? Could be the guitar case. That seems interesting. Hey, that case! Wasn't that open before? And what's in it? Huh, I guess someone closed it. Wait, look, where the case closes. Something's sticking out. That doesn't look like an instrument. I don't think it's... Let's open it, Apollo! Holy shit, they killed the mirror. The mirror! The mirror! Emma! We have to get Emma! Lemire was taken directly to the hospital. Emma ran around barking orders, making phone calls. Brucey just clung to my arm and cried. And me? I was still in shock. 2 bodies in 2 days is too many. July 9th, 5:53 p.m. Hickfield Clinic waiting room. The Hickfield Clinic was the best we could do? Emma, how's the mirror? Is she okay? Hugh. We all owe you a big thanks, that's for sure. So, she's okay? Yes, she came to a short while ago. Looking at character popularity polls on the Ace Attorney site is interesting because unsurprisingly Edgeworth is #1. Yeah, Edgeworth is fantastic. He even got 2 whole games, like, to himself, kinda. That's how popular he is. This took 2 days so far. Yeah, every trial in Ace Attorney takes place over roughly 3 days. 3 is like the max it usually goes. Sometimes it kinda goes longer than that if you count in the first day, but like, no trial is usually longer than 3. I think it's kind of the rules of the world. I think it's like a thing they established in the first game, like, oh, there's a new law, no trial can take longer than 3 days. For the sake of, you know, gameplay and whatnot. She came to a short while ago. You found her before it was too late. That's good to hear. So, what happened? Someone attacked her. She was struck on the forehead. By who? We don't know. But they hit her on the forehead, right? That's right in front of her. How could she... Yeah, Trucy, did you forget the... Yeah. How could she not see the... Oh. Right. Would you like to see her now? Is that alright? She wants to thank you for saving her life. Lemire! Ah, Mr. Attorney, you were the one who found me? Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm just glad you're okay. Tell me, what happened? Intriguing. It was after I spoke with you in front of the dressing room. I sensed someone approaching. I thought it might be someone coming to see me, but they said nothing. When I went to return to my dressing room... You were hit? I knew that very moment. I knew! The assailant was trying to kill me. No. It was lucky for me the first blow did not knock me out. I turned and ran for the stage.
Someone was chasing me. I could hear footsteps. Yet I reached the stage first. Why the stage? I had overheard maintenance people talking. The power to the stage area was off, they said, and for electrical work. Ah! Darkness is my ally. There was a contraband case near the stage. That is where I hid. So the assailant couldn't see you. Once in the case, I'm afraid I passed out. Wow, that sounds like a really close call. Do you have any idea who it might have been? Unfortunately, no. Whoever it was, they said not of heard. Too bad. Yet, when I consider that I was struck high on the forehead, I must conclude that whoever hit me was taller than I am.
Does she have echolocation? I guess if you've been blind for so long, eventually you just kind of get a feel for stuff, especially if it's a place you've been before. Plus, like, maybe this is Ace Attorney where, you know, maybe your other senses just get extremely sharp, like Daredevil, when you, like, lose a sense. Lots of things happen in this universe, such as, but not limited to, spirits and ghosts. It could be a lot of things. Good point. She's sharp. Alternatively, she's making this up, which is entirely possible.
And you're much taller than I am. You're about as tall as Apollo.
What if the killer was Roman Latus?
So that means it was likely an adult, and probably a man.
Could it be him?
But why would anyone attack you, Lemire?
I mean, Darian's the only other guy we don't know about. She just has sharper senses? Yeah, it's probably just sharper senses.
The detective asked me this too. And to her I gave the same answer I give you. I do not know.
Let's see, what can I present her with? Maybe the newspaper?
I'm sorry, I have not quite recovered from the attack.
Looks like she's had a rough day. I'll just put this piece of evidence away for later. What about... Let's go now to the detention center. Never mind. Maybe I'm supposed to present, like, Darian. I guess I shouldn't question the game where spiritual possession, complete resurrection, and levitation of objects in a small radius based on mental stability are all commonplace. Yeah, that's fair. Let's see, wait, can I present... I can't present people. But what about this? Lemire, I wanted to ask you about this. Do you know what this is? This is what? Mr. Latus was carrying it. It's a replica of the thing he was after.
He was after? You know, in his secret identity. He has an undercover agent. So that's what he was doing.
You mean, you know what?
Yes, I know, of course. This must be a Borginian cocoon.
Huh?
Or rather, a convincing replica thereof.
Why haven't I heard of a Borginian cocoon before?
Why would he be carrying this around? Was it some kind of souvenir? I wonder.
Yeah, what is a Borginian cocoon?
Well, they call it Borginian. It must only be found in Borginia. For certain, all in Borginia know of these. It's a cocoon, so do you get silk from it?
So I was right in thinking it wasn't oddly cocoon shaped. Oh, yeah. It's like a butterfly or a moth. I guess if it's a butterfly, it'd be a chrysalis, so it's actually a moth. Maybe. Alright.
I do not know the details, I'm sorry to say.
So you know that there is a thing called a Borginian cocoon, but you don't know what the deal is with the cocoon. I thought she said all in Borginia knew of these, probably because she has amnesia. There is one fact I do know about the cocoon, though. Something all in Borginia know. What's that? The cocoons. They are not to be taken out of the country. But one of them was, and that's why he's looking for it. If someone dies and is caught, they will be put to death. Invasive species aren't that big of a problem, usually, but... To death? Why? I do not know. Yet if Interpol was involved, I'm sure there is a good reason. But this is just a piece of plastic. He was carrying a replica, but looking for the real deal. That's my best guess. So that's what he was up to. Tracking down Borginian cocoon smuggling. Smuggling? Okay, so we had the cocoon. That's how invasive these are. That's true. If they are, like, very invasive, then that would make sense why it'd be a huge problem. Unless they're just like a national treasure or delicacy or something, at which point, we'll see. We don't really know what these are for, beyond just being cocoons. It seems I was marked. Marked? Life changed for me with the popularity of my songs. I began to travel around the world. Everyone in this game has a learning deficiency until the plot demands otherwise, so amnesia in this game is... Well, the plot said I can't remember, so I won't. Yeah, but I feel like the amnesia is going to come back up for her as like a part of the trial. There's no way they would just drop that on us and have it be like, oh, well, if she doesn't know what a cocoon is, there's got to be something else to this. Okay. Ha! So you could have brought those Borginian cocoons with you. On my trips, yes. That was probably the suspicion. And Mr. Latouche was placed as an undercover agent to look into it. Borginia is a small, sheltered country. Not many of our people venture into the world outside. I guess turning there has to be. Yeah, there's always something. Is that why they suspected you? But Mr. Latouche was a Borginian, wasn't he? He was an Interpol agent. Which means... What, Apollo? There must be some reason why Borginia doesn't want those cocoons getting out. Something scary enough to get Interpol involved. Huh? Like what? How could such a tiny ball of thread cause such a commotion? Cocoon smuggling. Mr. Latouche had Lemira marked. I have a feeling she was an unknown accomplice to something, yet she forgot what it was. That's entirely possible. Maybe it even ties into the next case. Who knows? Anything goes at this point. It couldn't be her. There's one other person I need to talk to. Thank you for talking to us, Lemira. It was the least I could do. Actually, I have another request. If it is within my power, I need an interpreter. Someone who speaks Borginian. Apollo? Would you come with us if you're well enough? I see. Yes, of course. I shall accompany you. Where are we going? Come on, Trucy. We're about to get to the bottom of this. That's what I thought. July 9th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room. Machi, we came to talk with you about the case. Machi... Could you interpret for us, Lemira? Yes. I was beginning to think we need like a braille version of the newspaper, but I guess we're fine. As long as Machi can actually see. Which I think he can. I think. Machi, I'd like to talk to you about when we first met. When we still thought you were blind. Now we know the truth. You can see, right? I was completely fooled myself. Machi, isn't there another secret you're hiding from us? He's wearing a shirt made of cocoons!
Wait, Mr. Attorney. What do you mean by secret?
What do I mean by secret? Well... if I'm not mistaken, you know something about this, don't you?
Hey, you got a reaction! A big one! Machi, you didn't!
Lucy and I are trained to see people's uncertainty. Not that we would have any need to train... not that we would have needed the training... not that we would have needed any training to see that one.
Mr. Attorney, please tell me what this is all about.
Lemire, please, interpret!
Very well.
I know you know something about this I know you know something about this by your reaction. If you won't tell me, I might have to give it to the prosecution. And have them look into it. So he can understand English. Trying to keep track of who's disabled and who isn't is so hard for this case. It's pretty simple. Anyone who says they are is actually lying, and anyone who doesn't say they are probably is. To some degree.
He asks you to wait. Do not be so hasty. Machi? Do you know everything?
Yes, everything. Well, sort of.
Have him tell us about it. Very well.
Oh yeah, coin toss regardless of admission or not. Pretty much, yeah. Okay.
What is this cocoon anyway? The cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure.
A cure? It must cure some disease. They have a disease called incuritis? Of course they do, it's Ace Attorney.
It's a cure for incuritis.
A cure for incuritis? Replica updated in the courtroom record.
But if it's a cure, why keep it in Borginia like that? Just think of all the lives they could save by sharing the medicine. I do not understand the reasons myself.
Okay, well, at least we know what it is. A cure. And Mr. Latouche was after cocoon smugglers. Wait, was Machi? I kind of thought that was the implication, yeah.
Machi, you weren't! He couldn't be a smuggler. He's so little.
Well, you're only 15 and you're sort of a magician, aren't you?
Well, that's true. I am sort of a magician.
Very contradictory name, yeah.
She said sort of.
Oh, to have a copy of that security camera tape.
Well, Machi, are you a smuggler? He won't tell me. First he plays blind, now he plays dumb.
I wonder. Do you think he brought a cocoon here to sell it to someone? If Machi really did bring one into the country, was he planning on making a deal for its sake?
I can't go home. Can't go home? I can't go home to Borginia. I do not want to go home. The penalty for taking a cocoon from Borginia is death. That's right. It is punishable by death. We learned that like 20 minutes ago. About the case? What about the case? He wants to tell us about Mr. Ladouce's death? This meeting's over. This meeting's over. And the primary suspect enters once again. What's so important about that cocoon where you'll be executed after being deported? It cures incuritis. Darian? What do you mean? What do you mean? Visiting hours aren't over yet. There's a call from Machi from the Borginian embassy. This meeting is over. Sorry. Just give us 5 more minutes. We can call them back after that. Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy, we're leaving. Darian, wait! I never liked you. Either of you. Okay, well now we know it's him just for the fact that he doesn't like us. Guilty of not liking me. A crime punishable by however long we put him in prison. Huh? Darn it! Don't you mean Darian it? We were so close! He was about to tell us! Hey, Apollo! He didn't want us to hear what Machi had to say. Apollo! And there can only be one reason why. Why is everyone ignoring me? Oh, sorry. This is it. I know who I'm after now. It all happens tomorrow. In court. I don't need to save my progress. I mean, I will, but I don't need to. Alright, next up. Yeah, hell of a turn 80. Or 180. That's like kicking a man while he's down. Yeah, that's... like, you steal a cocoon and you just, like, drop that on the floor. July 10th, 9:49 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. Well, this is it. Today's the day it all goes down. And then there was yesterday. Man, we're really making Gavin's life kind of worse here, aren't we? When you think about it, like... First, we get his older brother put away. Now we're getting his friend put away. He has the rest of the band, sure, but man, that's gonna be hell on his finances. Have to distance himself from the old member of the group who's in all the songs. You know. And I think I know why. Time to bring down a little justice. Bang. Eek. What was that? He is heard but unseen. Who's that? Oh, it's her mentor. Apparently Clavier's name is a pun for piano, which is odd for a guitarist. The name changed in the German version of the game. Oh yeah. Ah yes. Valen Gramarye! I exclaimed as he walked in through the door, normally. You aren't the witness today, are you, Uncle Valant? Ha 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 ha! A preposterous proposition! How could I stand up
How could I stand to stand upon the stand? Why, my secrets would be free for the plucking. I might even have to sign autographs. That is why I intend to remain hidden for the entire day.
Ooh, with vanishing magic?
Indeed! I will jump upon an express train and express myself to the next town over. But before I go, a word of warning.
Warning? What?
Gavin's reputation, financial well-being, and his career got fucked in one single case, and he's down an instrument, and one of his friends are going to be killed by the justice system. Yeah? His life is spiraling out of control, and we are the ones at the joystick. Or whatever you call the front part of a, or like the driving part of a plane. Driving sticks? What is that called? The steering wheel still? Or is that something else? A grand glamour resides at the root of all that has happened. Do not forget this truth.
A glamour?
A spell, a sorcery, a great illusion. Miss Trucy, though it pains me to part so, I need to get in line for a ticket. Farewell!
And there he goes.
He sure seemed happy about that illusion thing.
Oh, big illusions are the bread and butter of a magician. You can't pull off a show without one. The big illusion is always a spectacle to remember. Usually it involves cutting up things like people or elephants. Or the Eiffel Tower. Anything really.
Apparently it's called yoke or control column. So he was talking about what we saw at the concert.
Lemire's disappearing act.
And Prosecutor Gavin's exploding guitar.
I wonder what he meant by it being at the root of all that has happened.
Well, it's about time.
Shall we go?
Excuse me, sir. Yes? Scheduled starting time for the trial has been changed. Trial will not be commencing until 10:30 a.m. Sorry for the inconvenience.
Did something happen?
This is a first. It was by the judge's request. Some urgent personal business. Oh, great. I bet he stayed up too late last night watching courtroom dramas. He must really love his job if he's watching courtroom dramas when he's not even close to on the clock. Like, it's not like... You think I go off stream and immediately start watching VTuber videos? I actually do. So, yeah, never mind. Maybe they got a point. Apparently, he's visiting the hospital again.
The hospital?
I believe it was mentioned that Chief Justice's son is unwell.
Oh.
Apparently, his condition worsened considerably this morning.
The Chief Justice's son? Oh, that's right! Remember yesterday morning? The judge said he had to go visit him after the trial.
There's an article about it in the newspaper. So it's called the yoke or control column. They also have the tiller or side stick, which contribute to toy plane's flight control, apparently. And yeah, okay, so they got 3 steering wheels and controls or wheels. If you care to read about it yourself. Oh, he was gonna sell it to the judge. Or the Chief Justice. Wait, if the judge is the Chief Justice.
Incuritis? Where have I heard that before? I'll let you read that article for us, Apollo. Just leave the TV guide page to me.
Try not to lose the page with the funnies if you can. Depending on how long this goes, I might be able to wrap up this case this stream. July 10th, 10:30 a.m. District Court, Courtroom Number 3. My apologies for the delay. Court is now in session for the trial of, How do you say this name again? Machi Tobaye, our suspect fortissimo. Right. It's his trial in any case. Planes are strange. Exactly, yeah. And the planes are like the GameCube controller of, like, wait, remind me, which one was the one with, like, the weird three-pronged thing? Where it looks like a normal controller, but it has, like, another one in the middle for some reason? It's his trial in any case. The defense is prepared, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready to rock. Is something wrong, Your Honor? No? Well, yes. It's just I've been friends with the Chief Justice since we were students. It pains me to see him going through such a difficult time. Incuritis, was it? The article said there was no known cure. Herr Judge, let me say, with all honesty, I feel your pain. But now is not the time for tears. Now is the time for law. Indeed. We left off at quite the juncture yesterday. I seem to know what number it was. Romain Latouche. Honestly, all this is just more evidence that seems to point to Machi Tobaye. If he was smuggling and trying to sell it to someone, and then Romain Latouche found out about it, he could kill him and then go do the deal. But Ooh. Think of the N64 controller, that's the one, yeah. It's like that, but for planes. They're the N64 controller of vehicles. Yep, the voice just now, we know it was Darian, da 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 da. Mr. Darian. No way! Quite a sensational ending. Who would have thought Darian would guest star in the season? Who would have thought Darian would guest star in the season cliffhanger as a suspect? I asked the prosecution to look into this matter. Please tell the court your findings. Darian Crescend is a member of my band, the Governors. He is also a detective, making the current charges serious indeed. Yet, after investigation, I found no cause to alter our case, or file new charges. And your reason is? Aren't you a fair for it? He has become he has an impeccable alibi. My brain is slowly deleting itself. Hold on. Ooh. I will get through this. An alibi? Let us review the facts again, shall we? The concert is held on the night of the concert held on the night of the shooting was in 3 sets. Ooh. The Governors ripped up the stage during the first set. For the second set, our guest took center stage. The only performers performing there were myself and Lemire, along with a drummer and bassist for a total of 5. The shooting in the dressing room, however, took place during the third set. Lemire and the defendant, Machi Tobaye, had left the stage at that point. And because the governors were already rocking. This is where the two shots rang out at the scene of the crime. Shots heard by Detective Emma Skye, mind you. And me. Because Apollo was there too.
And Apollo? You heard them too, right?
I sure did. Furthermore, Lemire herself witnessed the moment of the crime, though blind, so it's not as perfect as it could be. And perhaps I should say she heard the moment of the crime. Then she claims to have heard Mr. Latouche and Detective Crescend talking. But that's impossible! Detective Crescend was... Precisely. Detective Crescend was on stage, getting his groove on, no less. Voila! A perfect alibi. Does the defense have anything to add to this? It's true. When I heard those gunshots, he must have been on stage. Still, there's something here that doesn't quite add up. It appears the defense has no objections. I believe we can safely say that Dorian Crescend's alibi has been acknowledged. Which means that Lemire must be Which means that Lemire was sadly mistaken. Her testimony cannot be true. Very well. Of course, if we disregard her testimony, then I see no evidence keeping us from declaring a verdict. If indeed there are no objections...
Oh, Apollo! If he declares a verdict now...
Prosecutor Gavin's case is airtight. Lemire might have been lying to protect Machi. How can I rely on her testimony? Wait, what about yesterday in the detention center? What if we have her interpret for Machi? And then one of the things I had to catch him on is like, you used the stag beetle emoji when you should have used the walk like an Egyptian one. About the case? What about the case? What's to tell us about Mr. Latouche's death? Gavin and Dorian interrupted. I need to stop getting so tired. Machi was trying to tell us something. I know it. Shouldn't he be here in the courtroom? Maybe the best thing to do is ask him. Under oath. Very well, the court finds the defendant, what was his name again? Your Honor! No, that wasn't it. It was something like Marquis or Mr. Justice. Your Honor, before you declare a verdict, I would like to call another witness. Exactly who else do you need to hear from? A witness who, until now, has not been given a chance to speak in this court. Because he doesn't speak English. You don't mean... I do. The defense calls defendant Machi Tobaye to the stand. He doesn't speak English, you don't mean... That's right, I'd like to call Arrowhead to the stand. I'm surprised the judge hasn't been bribed. I would like to imagine that he can't be, but... You know. Imagine when you said bomb instead of rice, you liar, and it somehow makes sense. Yeah, that would definitely confuse most people, I think. We'll use an interpreter. Interpreter? I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. I only speak a few phrases such as I love you and where's the toilet. The defense would like to request Lemire as the interpreter. Lemire? Oh. I need to at least do it another 10 minutes or so. That's the limit. That's like the lowest limit I'm willing to allow. But there's a possibility she's protecting the defendant. Would she be interpreting for the defendant? Why would she lie? This is most unnatural. Well, what if he says something incriminating? Ha 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 ha! Bravo, Airfoid! Judge, the prosecution agrees with the defense's request. If the mirror lies, I'll be able to tell. Even my limited knowledge of the language should be enough for that. That's the point, Judge. Exactly. You need a judge. Well, if both prosecution and defense are for this, I see little cause for refusal. Finally, some progress. Bailiff, please show the defendant and the mirror to the witness stand. I suppose there is a first time for everything. Shall we proceed? Your name to begin, miss. Your name to begin, miss, if you would be La Mirror. So clearly your limit before getting tired of text-based games is 1 hour 40 minutes. It's honestly pretty high tolerance in all things considered. Yeah, somewhere around there. But yeah, I'm starting to lose my brain here. Not even starting, I started like minutes ago. Okay. He says Machi Tobaye, the defendant. This is certainly a first for this courtroom. Not that we've really needed interpretation as part of that message in particular. So far, so good. Very well. Mr. Justice, if you would. If I would know what, Your Honor? Would? What? You called the defendant to the stand, did you not? What would you have him testify about? What do I want him to testify about? I hadn't thought of that fact that far yet. I thought of it. Apollo, are you going to ask him what he was going to ask about yesterday? How can I if I don't know what he's saying? Excuse me a moment, if I might speak. Yes, the mirror. Just now, Machi said there is something about which he wishes to testify. Machi wants to testify about something? But what could it be? What sort of testimony is he talking about? One moment, please. The suspense is killing me. What? 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 You're getting stumped now? Come on, Paul, lock the hell in. Exactly. This will make or break your career. Well, the mirror. According to Machi, he has proof of his innocence. What? This is a surprise.
Yahoo! Victory, Apollo! We did it!
This is sounding too good to believe. And I know what that usually means. Well, if that's true, then this is a vital testimony. The mirror, I mean, Machi, please testify to the court.
Very well.
Proof of innocence.
He says that word of Mr. Latus's death came as a great shock. But if the killing truly followed the lyrics of my song, I, that is, he, could not have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them.
It would also make or break turn Arad's battery percentage if you don't hurry. Yep. My battery is low and draining. I see. He wouldn't have understood the English lyrics to the song. That would prevent him from following them all so closely. But yeah, I don't know what it is. Well, like, whenever I read a lot of stuff, my brain gets tired. Regardless of how good the thing is. I wondered what he meant by proof. Why, you would only have to ask Lemire to know the meaning of that song. Lemire, did you ever explain that the lyrics of that song to him? I did tell him generally what the song was about, but never in so much detail, and he never asked. Has my oft-repeated warning already fled that forehead? The mirror might be protecting the witness. Well, anyway, let us proceed with the cross-examination. Mr. Justice, if you would. Yes, Your Honor. Something's hidden in that testimony. I know it. I'll just have to trust my bracelet to tell me the advantage. It worked yesterday. It will work today. Okay, you know what? This seems like a decent stopping point. I think it's okay to stop here. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Airhead, your favorite VTuber Android. My next stream is some point this week. Actually, I can tell you when it is. It's Tuesday. I'm going to be playing Ninja Gaiden 4. At long last, it's released. Been like years since the last one. Either way, I hope to see you all there. Have a lovely morning, day, or evening. Remember to like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed, and keep an eye for my schedule tomorrow. Goodbye for now.